It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that somewhere's here. So welcome, everybody in the house. I saw that troublemaker Sweet Baby Roy was the first one in the house. I guess he's trying to kiss up to the teachers now. But we'll see how that. We'll see how that rolls. Oops. So, hello, class. How's everybody doing? Professor Wags, how's things in getting ready to leave Alabama? I guess is where you're at right now, right?
Yeah, we are 1 week out from hitting the road, and we can't wait, man. We're just itching.
Awesome. So, yeah, for those of you who may have seen, I did a really quick tech talk pop up earlier today, and I was really just testing out the frame. I wanted to see how the frame worked. This is an overlay if you have the paid version of StreamYard, and so I just wanted to see how this worked with 6 people in the room. So it's something I couldn't test by myself. So I needed 6 people. And normally and like I've recommended to you guys, whenever you want to do some kind of live stream test, unless you need a lot of people, make it private or unlisted. Don't let your audience see you screwing up and making mistakes and trying to figure things out.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you can do it unlisted. Send the link out to a few friends if you need an audience or audience feedback, and then Bill Stevens, first on Facebook. Yeah, we are broadcasting live to Facebook for the first time ever in the history of Tech Talk University, through the generous contributions of the Willis family to the Tech Talk University fund site, and so we were able to make that happen. Not sure if we're going to be naming a building or anything after the Willis family or not, but we'll just have to see how that goes. So we've already got 14 in the house. We're going to talk about a few things tonight or today. Might hit a channel review or two, but I thought we'd step back a little bit because we've been pretty deep and heavy in some YouTube channel stuff lately. To where and I know a lot of it's really in depth, and I know a lot of you have been going back and like rewatching the video and stopping, pausing, and replaying certain sections because you're trying to follow whatever the advice was that we gave, and I appreciate that. But so I fear we just kind of back up a little bit and let's talk about something that a lot of people are doing right now. And have been doing because of COVID. And that's what we're doing right here, right now, which is a live stream. Now, we're not going to talk about, like I can sit here because like I said, I just got the paid version of StreamYard, and we just went, and there's a lot of different options you get with the paid version of StreamYard. But I'm not going to sit here and go through all those because I know very few people have the paid version. So it really wouldn't be that helpful to you. But I do want to throw a few things out there for those of you who are unfamiliar completely with StreamYard, yet are still interested in live streaming. One cool thing about StreamYard, first of all, is it's free. And you get a lot. You get a lot for free. You can stream 20 hours a month for free, and that's a lot, especially if you plan on doing a 1-hour live stream a week. Most months only have 4 weeks in them, so that's 4 hours of live streaming. So that gives you 16. That gives you a buffer of 16 hours. One thing to keep in mind with that 20-hour limit, that is 20 hours of live streaming. So that means once you hit the go live button in the upper right corner, you have 20 hours of that. Now, a lot of times in a lot of live streams after they end, the host and the guests actually stay on and chat and talk for a while. Sometimes that while can be hours. And those times do not count against your 20 hours of live streaming. You can sit here and use StreamYard basically like a Zoom call. You can send the link out to whoever you want. I mean, granted, you can only have 6 people up on the panel at one time, but you can send the link out to whoever you want and just sit here on the screen and talk and not be live. which is something that a lot of people don't realize you can do with StreamYard. But you certainly can. And again, it doesn't cost anything to do that. And the biggest benefits you get from buying StreamYard, well, I'll say buying, renting or leasing, because it's a monthly subscription service, is you get rid of the duck in the upper right-hand corner as you're facing the screen. The duck that's, the Tech Talk University icon is there now, but you get rid of the duck and you can put your own branding in. Like I have the overlay here now with the white and teal overlay with our logo in the corner. I'm able to do things like that. And there's a couple other cool things you can do in addition to that, including broadcast to multiple locations. Like right now, we are broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So, and I think it's up to 5 different locations you can broadcast to. You can broadcast to LinkedIn. You can broadcast to Twitch. You can do a custom RTMP server. I actually did a broadcast live to Instagram today from StreamYard. I gave that a shot to see how that would work. And it was big. But you can do multiples. Now, with the free version, you can still broadcast to Facebook or YouTube or whatever, but you can only broadcast to one at a time. So that's the big difference. So when you do have a live stream, you're going to have a live stream. A couple of things you need to keep in mind. Whether no matter what side of the camera you're on the side that I'm on and Professor Dustin are right now as the host, the guest, or you can, be in the panel. And to answer your question, student Stevens, no, you are not helping my hours by watching this on Facebook right now. You are not at all. And I'm pretty certain that's why you're watching on Facebook instead of on YouTube, just to get back at me like that. Just kidding. But yeah, and that's the drawback. If you're really wanting to get your hours, your 4,000 hours or whatever, then, broadcasting this only on YouTube makes sense. But by broadcasting on Facebook, no matter the size of your channel, you are potentially opening up your audience and getting other people to find you. Because Facebook, you can look up whatever's live on Facebook right now, just like you can on YouTube. So you might find somebody new. So I've been running my mouth for a long time, so I'll let Professor Wags interject a little bit too now.
Yeah, we were going live on Google Hangouts. So basically, what that was is that was ran through YouTube, and basically, you turn the camera on, you're live, and that's it. And you can see the comments and manage your comments. Google Hangouts went away, so we had to figure out another option. So we looked into several different options, and we liked StreamYard's functionality. It's very user-friendly. It's really easy to learn and to use. So we liked that. But like you said, we didn't really like the duck up here. And because, like you said, branding is a big deal on social media. And we wanted to put our brand on that. So we wanted to put what they call overlays. And we wanted also a more professional appearance. We wanted to create an intro clip. We want to incorporate different clips from whatever we're talking about, overlay images. And so if you're sharing your screen on the unpaid version of StreamYard, you really you can't see the chat sometimes. And so by putting in those overlays, you can see what you're talking about, and they can hear you while you're talking at the same time, and you can still see the comments. You can play clips at the beginning or the end of your videos, which was very important to us because now we can honor a fallen hero at the end of our live streams, which we were never able to do on Google Hangouts. So that's a big bonus for us, because that's one of the really things that we were really bummed about in our live videos, is we were not able to, other than just talking about a fallen hero, but you really want to show them, tell a little bit about their story. So that was a plus for us too. Now you can show video clips by sharing a tab, but it's very awkward and it doesn't look as professional. It gets the job done. You can click over to another Chrome tab you can go over to YouTube and you can play that video, put it up to full screen, and then at the end of it, you can bring it back down, close that tab, go back to your StreamYard. But all of that looks clunky to me anyway. And so we just wanted a one-click button. It shows the clip. It comes right back to us. Very professional. And it's a little pricey, but to us, it was worth it. And your stuff looks great today. First time up on the paid version, and got your branding down there in the corner, and you got your Tech Talk University logo. So very cool.
Thanks. Now, Nomadic has a comment said, but YouTube doesn't like having the same video stream at the same time on other platforms. So I would not run. I'm not really sure how YouTube wouldn't even know that we're running the stream to a different source. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, because StreamYard pushes it to YouTube, and StreamYard pushes it to Facebook or whatever other source you want. So unless YouTube is somehow monitoring, the other social media platforms to see if the exact same videos feed across, I'm not really sure how they would even know. But that's something to definitely look into for sure.
Yeah.
But to answer Artists on the Road question to that, why would they care if they're running on multiple platforms? They would care because they're not getting the ad revenue if you're watching it somewhere else. That's why YouTube cares. Yeah, if they're able to monitor and discourage it in some way, then they will. And it's because it's all about the money. I mean, YouTube's a free service to us because advertisers pay YouTube enough money to not only cover the cost to have the content creators on there, but also to make profit.
And Facebook is the same way. So, for example, when you post something, there's some feedback there. So when you post something on Facebook, you'll see the engagement, the number of people that have viewed it and liked it and shared it and all that stuff. If you put a YouTube link on your Facebook post, Facebook won't share that as much as they will your other posts, because just like YouTube, Facebook wants you to stay on their platform for as long as possible, show as many ads as possible, and they don't want you clicking over to YouTube, and YouTube don't want you clicking over to Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So now that you've got kind of the quick and dirty basics of live streaming, some of the reasons why you'd want to do a live stream. First of all, have something to say. Have something you want to say. It doesn't have to be something earth-shattering, life changing, but have something you want to say. Don't just, start up a live stream and go like, I don't know, guys, what do y'all want to talk about today? Because if you do that, I've been on live streams that did that, and I've watched because I'm a numbers guy, I'm a numbers geek, and I'll watch that, viewer number go from 10 to 2. Just like that, when the host is like, what do y'all want to talk about? I don't really have anything to say. So you gotta have something. Okay, it's in the YouTube terms and conditions. Okay, I'd look at that. So definitely have something to say. Again, doesn't have to be anything earth-shattering. And the best bet too, if you're going to be interacting with the audience, is have something to say that involves audience interaction. So ask questions, ask for opinions, but do it in a way that's different than every other live stream out there as best you can. If you watch 5 live streams and they all say the same thing, so where's everybody camping this weekend? Okay, well, there's one question you don't need to ask on your live stream because everybody else has already asked. Kind of the same respect it goes when you're doing an interview. Don't ask the same questions over and over again that the interviewee has heard a million times, and probably the audience has too, if they've seen an interview with this person. Try to think out of the box, think of something different. Papa Drew does a great job of that because he goes back and watches a ton of videos on the people he's going to interview, and he'll ask questions specific to different videos, like, how did this happen? How did that happen when you were doing this and that? So it brings the videos, the person's videos to life. Plus, it also it makes it more engaging to everybody. Excuse me. So have a plan. Doesn't have to be a minute by minute plan. It can just be a loose plan, but have a plan and execute the plan. Now, if you're on the other side of the coin, watching, people seem to love the chicken cam. The chicken cam is awesome. It really is. Even when the turkeys show up in the chicken cam or a tractor, the chicken cam is awesome. But when you're on the other side, it's important to understand, especially as a content creator, to know your boundaries. Yeah. And Dustin and I talked about that a little bit before the show. And, if you're going to be on somebody else's live stream, be there to support them. Don't be there to support you. Now, if they ask you, because a lot of live streamers will say, okay, if you have, a new video coming out, put it, post the link or, tell us about it or whatever. That's cool. But, you've got to, be respectful of the host, and it's their show, it's their channel. Help promote them, let the host pull you up to promote you if that's what the host chooses to do. Don't use it. Don't use it as a way to find new subscribers. That's called a grow channel. There's plenty of those out there. If you so desire, I highly recommend you not go to a grow channel because they do nothing for you. But if you really want numbers that bad, then that's what you need to do. But again, just be mindful, respectful of others out there. You wouldn't want somebody, you wouldn't want somebody coming, coming into your sandbox and throwing sand all over the place. So it's kind of the same deal.
Yeah. We so there's a couple of sides to this. So there's etiquette on both ends. And I took some notes on both of those. So as the streamer and as the audience. So a couple of things when you're preparing for your live stream, avoid excessive tagging, like tagging people when you're promoting your live stream. If you over tag people, and we don't tag anybody in ours, but some people do. They'll put their live and they'll tag a bunch of their friends or family or other channels if channels pages allow that. And you can do that every once in a while, or especially if you're going to be talking about that person or about that channel, you can certainly tag them or let them know that, hey, we're going to bring you up in conversation during our live, or we'd like to promote your channel or whatever. But don't just tag everybody every time you promote your video, because they're going to get tired of it. And it's always a notification that you're going live. I mean, if they like you enough, they're going to turn on their notifications to get notifications when you're going live anyway, and they don't need to be tagged. So avoid the excessive tagging and the over promoting. So what I mean by that is there are Facebook groups, there's all kinds of different platforms, and so when you're going to go live, put the thing out there, the reminder out there, the link, and maybe do it once or twice. That's what we do. We might go a week out or a couple of days out. We'll put something out to say, hey, we're going to be live on this date. And then we always promote it again the day of as a reminder. Hey, we're going live tonight if you want to join us. But don't do it every day, 7 days in a row for a whole week, because people are going to get tired of it and they're going to get confused. They see all these notifications. They're like, I don't even know when the live is because this guy's got so many notifications going on. So then they're like, I'm not even going to mess with it.
Yeah. And that's a great point. And along the same lines, when you are promoting your lives, there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that encourage you to promote your live streams or your videos in their Facebook groups. Just make sure that it's okay in whatever Facebook group you want to promote your video in. Make sure it's okay first. Read the rules for that group. If you're still not sure, contact the admin before you make the post. And it's easy to find out who the admins are of any Facebook group. In other words, just be a good social media citizen.
Yeah. And even if it's not in their rules, and you post a link and then they contact you and say, hey, we don't like that, don't do that. Just respect that. They're the admin, it's their page or their group, and just say, okay, and don't do it anymore in that group.
Yeah, it's not a First Amendment thing. A Facebook group is a private thing, and whoever the admin is, it's their rules. So don't go all First Amendment crazy on them because they can do whatever they want. And there's a lot of there, and again, there's a lot of Facebook groups out there that encourage you to promote your channel on there, and just find those and utilize them. Some work better than others. It really depends on you, and what your content is, and and how you play things on if they'll be successful or not. But there's a bunch of different ways to go live that are free. We've talked about before. We've been talking about StreamYard here for a while. There's also Streamlabs. There's Prism, and there was an OBS Studio. And there's others too, but those are the most popular ones. Some allow you to stream from your phone. StreamYard is a website that has to start on a computer. It will not start from a mobile device, including from what I believe I understood from a previous talk we had about this. That also includes like an iPad. It won't start. You can't start one on an iPad with StreamYard. So I've been told. I don't have an iPad, so I don't know for sure. Roy and Becky said, a grow stream is like alcohol. Use it responsibly. You can go click crazy in one, you will pay dearly. Yeah. And again, remember, like I've always said, subscribers are nice, but if they're not watching your stuff, you'd rather not have them be a subscriber at all, because that actually hurts your promotability within YouTube. Because if you have 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers and you've got 10 views on a video, YouTube's going to look at this now. This video must be really crappy. Not only does it have a few views, but none of his subscribers are watching it either. So they're not going to promote it. So keep those things in mind before you go out and artificially try to inflate your subscriber count. Again, grow naturally, because if you do it at the right rate, you'll be real close to 4,000 hours by the time you hit your 1,000 subscriber mark. You may hit one. I've seen people hit 4,000 watch hours that barely had 500 subscribers. But it'll work either way. But you should be relatively close, by just natural growth. And if that takes a year, if that takes 2 years, or if it takes 3 months, then that's however long it takes.
Yeah.
Just
and if you grow naturally, you're going to have a more real subscriber count. So what I mean by real subscriber count is those are the people who are actually watching your stuff. They're part of your community. They're engaging. If you don't grow naturally, you're gonna have fluff numbers, and you're not even gonna really know how big your community really is.
Yeah, and I know Roy said here is that they learned a valuable lesson in grow streams. Yeah, and the other thing about, you hear a lot about people talking about trolls in their live streams. Well, most of those came from these grow channels. They did the sub for sub thing, so then they see you pop up a live, so that I assume that, hey, must be another sub for sub thing. So they roll over and start trying to do the sub for sub stuff, and everybody starts losing their mind because this guy is trying to grow. And
really, the best way that I can explain it is kind of like, for me anyway, it's like a cult. I mean, because the person who's benefiting from it is the person who owns the grow channel. They're getting all these people to watch with false promises of all these subscribers and view hours and all this stuff. And while they're in there, they're live, and they got hundreds of people in there watching them. So they're benefiting greatly. And the people who are in the stream, who are doing all of the subbing back and forth, they're all getting a bunch of subscriber counts, but none of them are getting any watch hours because they're all subscribing to each other's stuff. And then a week later, they're unsubscribing from each other's stuff, and nobody's watching anybody else's stuff. But every week they tune into this grow channel guy's channel and help him grow and give him all the watch hours. It's just crazy to me. Yeah,
David, everybody has their own definition of a troll. I guess they do. And for me, and some people say that somebody who falsely assumes that your live stream is a grow channel. Some people call them a troll. Some people will call a troll somebody who actually coming in trying to start some kind of weird trouble or drama. So yeah, there's all kinds of definitions for trolls out there. And
hey, Mike,
yeah,
can you put up comment? Yeah, so no, that is not what I'm talking about. Senior sister. What I'm talking about is when you go to promote your live stream that hasn't happened yet, and you're promoting it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff. What I'm saying is don't go tagging a bunch of other Twitter accounts and other Facebook pages and all that stuff, trying to get them to come to your live. Just put out the link to your live. If they want to come, then cool. But if you promote your stuff 7 days before every day and you tag those people every single day, they're more likely to not come to your live stream just because they're agitated and bothered by all the tagging. Now, what you're talking about is when you use the @ symbol in the comments. That's actually a great tool because it catches the eye of whoever that you tagged, so that they see your comment, so that you can interact inside of the chat, and that's perfectly okay.
Yeah, and just to give you a great example of what Dustin's talking about over tagging, you ever watch a TV show and the same commercial just keeps popping up over and over and over and over again? Especially if you're binge watching a show and you can't fast forward through commercials or whatever, and you get the same commercial for whatever. It's usually a medication that'll more than likely kill you than heal whatever it is that the medication's for. You know the ones. It's a medication to handle a rash, and one of the side effects is instant death. It's like, I'll itch. At least I'll be alive. Those ads are on all the time. Or even more importantly, a few months ago, when there was a lot of candidates still in the Democratic primary running, there was one specific really rich Democratic candidate that came on the scene kind of late, and his ads were everywhere. I mean, you couldn't even go on Facebook, YouTube, television. His ads were everywhere. And all you ever heard people saying was, I'm quitting Facebook because of these ads. I'm quitting YouTube because of these ads. As soon as this guy leaves the race, I'll go back to these things. So that's what Dustin's talking about oversaturation, because after a while you stop listening and you don't care about the message. And I'm trying to read this. What says. Okay, yeah. And again, a grow channel, and kind of like what Hippie's saying here, there are many levels of a grow channel, and I don't want this to turn into a discussion on grow channels or not. But the thing is, first of all, never ever subscribe to a channel just so they can subscribe back to you. That's bad business on your part, because you want a channel to subscribe to you because they want to watch your videos. You don't want a channel subscribing to you because you subscribe to them. So it's you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, because nobody wins in that situation. Now, if you're somewhere where you've got to, I'm just going to change that to that one, Hippie, because it was blocking too much of the screen. If you're at a point where because you can go in some of these grow channels, and I know people have done it, and they found some of the channels that are actually here in this stream today, and kind of brought them into this community. So, I mean, is there anything wrong with that? No, absolutely not. But it's when you get the Todd. We haven't talked about Todd in a while, or his brother Tim, or Tom, or Call, or iPhone, or Call 2. Those guys. When you get hooked up with those guys, that's kind of when the rails start going off, because they may comment on your video, but they're not watching it, and they're not staying on your video long enough but to make that comment. So your 30-minute video, they spent barely 30 seconds on, made a comment, cool video, keep up the great work, like number 13, sub number 14, move on. So they just kill your analytics on those videos.
Yeah. Yeah. Some other things you can do as the streamer is, when you come on, make sure you're welcoming people, by name if you can. You're a huge, huge channel. There's no way you're going to get everybody. You're going to have hundreds of people on your channel, but catch the ones that you can. And if you know you can't catch everybody, at least put a disclaimer and say, hey, I'll try to say hi to everybody, but if I missed you, I apologize. That way, get their feelings hurt if you do miss them. And so it makes people feel like you're with them. You're saying hello, welcoming them.
Yeah. And for those you couldn't hear him because he was Dustin's buffering a little bit there. As a host, you need to try to keep up with the folks who are showing up in your chat and saying hello, acknowledging them. If you don't think you can do that, or you don't want to do that, or you can't do that, you need to put out some kind of disclaimer fairly regularly saying just that. That way you don't get people with hurt feelings because you said hello to Hitch Up and Tow, but you didn't say hello to Justin and Christina's RV Van Life. Or as I like to call them, Justin, Christina, and Michael's RV Van Life. And a trick to help with that is having good moderators, because one of the jobs of a moderator is to welcome people into the chat, kind of keep the chat flowing. Also, another job of the moderators, which a lot of people don't really understand sometimes, is to help control the flow of the conversation to whatever the host wants. Some hosts don't care what's in the chat, and they don't care if it's a free for all and nobody's paying attention to them, as long as they're there and they're having a good time, and that's cool. Other hosts, they want to talk about a topic, and they want the people in the chat to be talking about that topic as well. So whatever the host wants, the moderator needs to kind of help facilitate that. And a great way to do that, we just learned, and we learned this from Box Fan D. Daydream About Nice Things. Gary and I were on a live stream with her. Is what she does. For those of you who watch Box Fan D's live stream and wonder how Blue Wave Odyssey keeps popping up like instantly all the time on her screen whenever she has a question, that's because Bob is always in the green room down below. And by doing that, because he's a moderator for a channel, he can see the chat and he can message her, because there's a private chat in StreamYard, and plus he can also wave his hands or whatever to get her attention if there's something that she needs to pay attention to in the chat, like thank somebody for a super chat or somebody had a question. So having a moderator in your green room is gold. And like I said, we just learned that from Box Fan D. And I know Gary started doing that on his live streams in the morning, and he's been, and if you haven't been on one of his morning live streams, he talked about it this morning, about how much nicer it is to run the live stream because he has one or more of his moderators in that green room. So they're providing that bridge between the host and the audience. So that's a neat trick to have, is because, again, it's easy, it's free. You never have to bring them up. Leon T wants to know, why is the green room? Okay. The green room it's affectionately what we call in StreamYard. If you're not on the screen like Dustin and I aren't, if you could see StreamYard, and I would pull it up, but I think the screen would just go. In StreamYard, you can see there's little boxes with the people who are waiting to come up on the big screen. So that's what we call the green room. So like right now, it's just Dustin and I in the room. So, but there's two boxes down below. One's me and the other one's him. And so the nice thing about that is, that's why if you're on a live stream and you hear a host is getting ready to bring somebody in, he's like, "Oh, you're ready to come in? Give me the thumbs up." That's because they can see them in the screen. They can't hear them. Now the guest can hear whoever's up on the screen, but if you're down in the green room, nobody can hear you. So that's the green room. I mean, and we call it the green room because it's a television show thing, because backstage guests for like talk shows and stuff, they were always, if it put in the green room as the waiting room.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I'm still, am I still buffering?
No, I think you're good. Go ahead. Try to talk.
So yeah, one of the other things, if you're the host, is, and this kind of depends on what your niche is, but we try, our niche is RVing and traveling. So we try to stay away from anything having to do with anything controversial, politics, religion. And now if you are a debate channel, or if that's what you do is talk about politics, then talk about what you're going to talk about. But if you are an RV travel channel, I would kind of discourage you from getting on there and talking about your politics or your religion, because statistically speaking, some of your subscribers are not going to agree with what you're saying. And then you're going to probably start some stuff in the chat, and then it's going to get going. And so that plays into both sides. If you are the host, I wouldn't get into that kind of stuff. And if you are a viewer, don't go off the host's agenda of the live stream or the topic and start talking about politics or religion or something other controversial in the chat, because A, it's off topic, and B, you might make someone mad that leaves their channel, and it wasn't even the host's fault. They got mad at somebody in the chat over some stuff that should have never been brought up in the first place.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is being a good supporter of the host. Don't, again, the topics that are almost always taboo is, religion and politics are two of the top ones, unless it's a religion and politics live stream, like Dustin was saying.
Yeah.
Also, keep things at a family-friendly level.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know a better way to say that. If unless you're doing a late night live stream and the host is kind of going in that direction, then maybe it's okay. But for a morning, evening, afternoon live streams, the adult conversations and stuff like that probably isn't the right place for it. So keep those to yourself, because again, you want to be, if you like the channel you're watching, you want to be a good supporter of that channel. You don't want to run off that channel's subscribers, because like Dustin said, and because people do it. They get mad at somebody in a chat room, so they unsubscribe from the channel, and the host had no idea what's going on and didn't know why the guy unsubscribed or anything, because it had nothing to do with him. It was just, it happened in his live stream, so the person lost their mind and unsubscribed from him. And those kind of things are going to happen. And Justin brings up a good point. Yeah. The other thing you don't talk about, you can talk about Star Trek or Star Wars, but you can't talk about which one's better. And then you can't talk about which movies are better, or which generation of movies are better, or which Star Trek captain was better, and blah, 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 and on and on. You can't, I probably just lost 5 subscribers even mentioning the words, Star Trek and Star Wars. And Brazen Brits want to know why they lose subs when they go on Papa Drew's. We all do. I don't know if that's Lord Lawrence or not. Typing in there. I'm sorry, Lady Lawrence. I forgot. They've switched their titles. But yeah, it could be. You just never know. So
yeah. So another thing for
hang on. Viewers, you got that?
Oh yeah. We get that a lot in
our That was the first time. We are 39 minutes in. That was the first reference. That's got to be a record.
Gotta be. Yeah. So for the viewers who are watching the live stream, I took some notes here so I wouldn't forget. But it's just like in a normal video, you don't want to spam the chat. You don't want to be asking for subs or views or someone to go. Or even if you're going live after them, don't say, "Hey, I'm getting ready to go live right after after this one. Come up, check me out." Unless the host is cool with that. If the host says, hey, like Michael said earlier, if the host says, hey, list your channel on here, or if you got a live coming up, let us know in the chat or in the comments. I mean, if it's promoted by the host, then by all means, but don't do that on your own, because that's spamming. It's not cool.
Yeah, and that's regardless. Okay, let's say you have a live stream and you allow people to come up and promote their stuff. And I have a live stream that I don't. Different Google Voice number. And I have a live stream that doesn't allow or doesn't encourage people to promote their channels. Just because I promoted my channel on yours because you let me doesn't mean you have the right to come to my channel and promote yours if I don't allow it. You see, it's really not a two-way street. Just because you allow it doesn't mean I have to allow it, and specifically I don't have to allow you. But the other thing on that same line that I was thinking about too is I really what's the best way to put this? As I try to not be too politically correct, but also get my point across. I think that you've got to keep in mind that this live stream, like this live stream right now, in all honesty, it's about me. It's my live stream. It's about whatever I want it to be about. Okay. And you guys are here because you want to hear whatever it is I have to say. And I appreciate that immensely. So don't get me wrong what I'm trying to say here, but it's my live stream. So come to support me. Don't come to support you. And I say that for all live streams, unless that host and that live stream allows it. And then in that case, it's perfectly cool. There's nothing wrong with it. If whatever the rules of the host have, there's the rules of the host, and you just follow the rules. It's really just that simple.
Yeah, and there's a couple of different ways that are wrong ways to go about that in the chat. So you'll have two extremes. So the first extreme is you'll have someone who will come in, pop in, promote their video, say hi, and they'll pop back out. They'll be in the live stream for 5 minutes, and they're just trying to pull people to watch their stuff, or pull some subscribers from the pool of the chat room. And then on the other extreme of that is someone who will come in and hijack the chat. So they will be, you'll see 5 comments from them, 1 comment from somebody else, another 5 comments from them, 1 comment from someone else, another 5 comments from them. They're hijacking the chat so that people see them more. And so in that way, they're trying to divert attention away from the host, which is counterproductive to what the host is doing on their live stream anyway. And you're really just kind of making yourself look bad. And so either one of those approaches, not good.
Yeah. And there's somebody here. Again, I'm only seeing some of the people, so I apologize again if I missed anybody. But the hellos, I see Mountain View Turning. Never heard of you guys before, but welcome. Thank you for showing up to Tech Talk University, where tuition is still free, thanks to a generous donation by the Arthur C. Clarke Foundation, I guess. I don't know. But here's the thing right there. That's a good moderator. Justin is the king of moderators. Now, Mel over at Melnetti Living Free Zip Codeless, she's the queen. They're not related. They have their own separate kingdoms. One's a king and the other's, I called them both moderating ninjas earlier today, and they are awesome. Drew is as well. Papa Drew is a great moderator. But this comment, and I put this up not to promote me, but if you haven't done it, please share this stream out to your social medias. Yeah, if you really want to support a channel, share not just a live stream, share a video. And you know what? Let the person know if you shared one of their videos. Because honestly, it makes, I mean, I've had a few people contact me before and say, hey, I really love this video and I'm sharing it out. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. And I've done that too. If I share a video out, I'll contact the creator and say, I just want to let you know this video here, really touched me, moved me. It was great. Awesome information. I'm going to share it out. YouTube loves that. YouTube loves it when somebody other than you shares out one of your videos. Yeah, artist, that's something like that. But so yeah, sharing. I mean, they talk about, you see it on almost all the videos. Please like the video, leave us a comment, subscribe, hit the ring notification button, and share the video out. But the sharing is the one that rarely anybody does. And sometimes a lot of people don't even mention it. They'll mention all the other things, but the sharing really is just that important. Sharing out a live stream after the fact, unless it has some great information in it. I think the live streams we were doing here with Tech Talk University, back when we had, especially when we had, Papa Drew on here with us. The reason Papa Drew hasn't been on with us lately is because, thankfully, he went back to work. So he can't be on here because he's working. So that's a good thing. So we're happy. We miss Drew being up on the screen with us, but we're happy he's not able to, because that means he's actually back at work. But as you can see, it doesn't stop him from actually participating in the live stream chat. So that's why, for those of you wondering why Drew did not get expelled, because Drew has tenure, and you know how it is once a professor has tenure at a university, they can't be fired. So Drew has tenure, so I can't fire him even if I wanted to. So he's still part of the community. But sharing is a big deal. Sharing is caring, like the old saying goes. And okay, here we go. I'm not really sure what the question was, David. I may have missed it. I've seen some channels that don't have any videos. Yeah, I'm not sure about what you're talking about before that, but yeah, there's a lot of channels out there. They don't have videos. They're just, people that watch YouTube videos. I mean, I used to be that way. I mean, we all at some point were that way, right? Yeah. The weird thing you see is the channels with no videos that have like 600 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, but they have no videos. I've seen those. And, I'll get comments because I reply to every comment. I'll talk about that in a second. I reply to every comment that somebody leaves on one of our videos. And I'll get the comments, and I'm sure you guys do too. Like the Tom and Todd, Tim, we were talking about earlier. Great content. You should have more subscribers. Subscriber number, whatever. And so, or I'm like number 3, come check out my channel. I honestly, every time, unless it's Tom or Todd or Tim, if somebody asks me to come check out their channel, I don't. Or if they say their subscriber number or subscribe to me. Now, wait a minute, let me back up. If they ask me to check out the channel, I probably will. But if they say I'm subscriber number whatever, will you subscribe to me? No. I will never subscribe to somebody who asks me to subscribe to their page in a comment on one of my videos. If it's Tom, Tim, or Todd, I'll say, yes, I love robots. And that's what I do. So no matter Kippy, I always try to share Disney fans in the community tab. I don't know what led to that, but I'm all on board with that. Because, Shelly and I and our kids, we are huge Disney fans. We are actually supposed to be going to Fort Wilderness. We were supposed to be going to Fort Wilderness for my daughter's 21st birthday on the 16th of June. But I've got other plans now since I can't leave the state of North Carolina. And it's not due to any restraining orders. Well, it kind of is a restraining order from the Department of Defense, but that's a different thing. So then we got this person who's actually plugging her brother. That's what that is. Her brother has has a YouTube channel called, I think it's called The Resistance Broadcast. They do a podcast. Great podcast. If you're a Star Wars fan, go check him out. James Baney is his name. And for those of you who are into different kinds of music, he used to be the keyboard player for the band called The Devil Wears Prada. He was a founding member of that. And so he is a big Star Wars fan, like I said. He's been trying to get this hashtag popular for a while now, for a couple of months, and now it's trending on Twitter. So he has a trending hashtag on Twitter. So I need him to take that muscle and like do, I don't know, our epic RV adventure hashtag, and get that to trend on Twitter and get me a bunch of subscribers and stuff like that. But Shelly's out doing, I don't know what she's doing. Hopefully bringing back tacos, because it is Tuesday. Those of you keeping tabs at home. So it's been, I gotta catch my breath here for a second. There we go. What is this?
So Drew, okay. Yeah.
Oh, Drew wants me to.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good tip up there. There you go, right there. And that actually works pretty well. So, and what he's basically saying is, post your video to YouTube, and once it goes for about 24 hours, then share the link on Facebook. Because if you share it, if your video posts and you share it on Facebook at the exact same moment, you're going to get that initial push, and it's going to kind of trickle down a little bit. So maybe post your video on YouTube, let that take off like it's going to take off, and then after the first 24 to 48 hours, then post the link on Facebook. You'll get another uptick in views, because all the people who see it on Facebook who didn't catch the release on YouTube, you get that uptick, and maybe it'll catch enough to where YouTube starts recommending it again, and maybe you can catch that fire back.
Yep. And that's kind of what I do. But I need to wait longer because most of my videos I do as a premiere, and I don't post it on Facebook at all until after the premiere. Usually it's the day after. Sometimes I get froggy and I do it like the minute after. But that waiting is a good thing. And then of course, Justin come out with another Do It the Right Way, join challenge you like without asking for it in return. Put a video and watch later, then watch it completely, give it a thumbs up, leave it alone. Yeah, again, and we've talked about this before on my channel. Don't leave a comment begging somebody to come to visit your channel. I just don't. It's actually, I don't know. It's not. It's their. It's like, going into somebody's restaurant and walking around all the tables and asking them if they want to come to your restaurant.
Yeah, it really is. Handing out flyers for your restaurant. Not cool.
Yeah, it's really not cool. Is it effective? Sure. But you know what's even more effective? I mean, not more effective, but doing it the right way. Go on these big channels, the bigger channels, not the too big channels, because you get a lot. So don't go do this on KYD, because their videos get so many comments so fast. This, what I'm going to say, won't even work, because you'll get buried in it. You need to be one of the first ones to comment on a bigger channel's video. Make it a relevant comment, like Justin's saying here, a good comment, maybe even a conversation starter. So when their other fans watch that video and they go to leave a comment, they're going to see your comment, and they're going to see, if it's good quality content, they're going to say, hey, that's good. Who is that? And they're going to say, whatever your channel name is. And you may get a click on that, and you may get people now subscribing to your channel, not because you begged them to come over, but because you made a meaningful comment on another person's video, and that intrigued them and brought them over.
Yeah.
And then
Happy Place Diet. Jerry said he's got a Filmora question for us.
We use Filmora. Next question.
Post the question. Yeah, While we're waiting here for him to post that question, another thing that I wanted to emphasize during this live stream was that in the comments, it's just like an email at work. You can't read tone, so you got to be very careful on what you say in the comments because it can be taken several different ways by the host or by other people in the chat. So just, I mean, when you type in your stuff, reread it for a second before you hit the enter button and post it up for the whole world to read because you can't read tone.
Yeah, you cannot read tone. And yeah, I'm pretty certain that Dustin could be a demon. It's very possible.
I only got one more week left on the Only Alabama Tower, and it'll be off to bigger and better internet services.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Yes, there is, Jerry, a way that you can blur portions of the video and license plates. Filmora has a YouTube channel on how-tos and all that good stuff, and they actually do a video on that. So just go into YouTube or go onto Filmora's YouTube channel and type in the search there, search their channel specifically on how to blur or how to black out portions of the screen.
Yeah, and Filmora, for those of you who don't use it or don't know what it is, it's a video editing platform. It's for Mac or PC, and they have great how-to videos that they produce themselves on, on just this thing here and a bunch of other things with video effects, everything from basic video editing to some of the higher end stuff. Now, okay, here is the inspiration. I just saw the inspiration. Oh, where'd he go? He died, moved away. Comments mess. There he is. The inspiration for Tech Talk University, right here, folks. Keith Thomas, KT. It was his inspiration. He kept saying he needed to come learn at the tech college or whatever he was calling it. So he is the reason why we are called Tech Talk University today. KT, Slow Momentum, the king of the karaoke YouTube, live and in person right here. Probably driving down the road, typing on his phone.
There you go. I was getting ready to ask you.
Yeah.
So I'll speak a little bit. I'm trying not to sound like a boom. I heard a little bit of feedback over there, but we've been back and forth. We have had times where we were scheduling a video. Well, we've always scheduled one every Sunday at 10 a.m. to come out, but we had periods of time where we were traveling so much and seeing so much stuff that we were putting out a couple of videos a week, and sometimes it was on Wednesday, sometimes it was on Thursday. We always had the ones on Sunday, but just by the nature of the current situation, we haven't had as much travel content, and so we've only been putting out one video per week, and we're putting out every Sunday at 10 a.m. and that's it. It's only video per week that we've been putting out. And this past month, our channel has grown more, has had its biggest growth yet. I don't know if that's a coincidence. A lot of people put out just a ton of content and that gets them great results. And you'll see a lot of these bigger channels that consistently are only putting out one video a week and they're growing like weeds. So there may be some truth to that. Just like by the circumstances, we're in that situation now once a week and we've grown more than we have any other month. So it could be true.
Yeah. Real quick, because we're right up against the top of the hour, you can go into your analytics and see when your audience is on YouTube the most, specifically your audience. So you can go into analytics and see, and it's a bar graph, and it goes from different shades of purple. The dark purple by day and time is when your subscribers are mostly on YouTube. And that's when you really want to target dropping your videos because they're there already. So with that said, that's pretty much all we've got. We are up against the top of the hour. Traveling Down the Banisters is coming up next. At least they have a thumbnail saying they are. I just dropped the link in both Facebook and YouTube because I'm just that cool. I can do it both in one fell swoop. So And I saw Nomadic Hippie about your, I think your fan air compressor on the Domestic, depending on what specific model Domestic fridge, it's not that difficult, and I don't think it's that expensive. But yeah, like Justin said, there's tons of YouTube videos on those Domestic fridges, even your specific model, I'm sure, that'll show you how easy it is. Hard part's probably going to be getting the part, getting a part in a timely manner anyway. But thank you guys. Professor Dustin, thank you for being on here again. Thank you guys. We will be broadcasting from somewhere else Sunday at a different time. We're going to start, Wayward Wags is going to start a broadcast at 7 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be on at 7:30, and then Happy Place Diaries is going to be on at 8 Eastern. This is going to be the kickoff for our big veteran charity fundraiser. Already got the thumbnails up, so go check them out. So we'll see you guys again at 7 o'clock Eastern on Sunday night. Stay safe. Love you. Have a good one.